Hello everyone, I'm Freaky and welcome to the video. My friends, when it comes to the Dragon franchise, we all know who the hero is, and that hero is Goku. Now when it came to Z and GT, Goku was my favourite, but when it comes to Super, they made Goku look like a dumbass in that series. But saying that, I will never forget how cool Goku was when we saw him in Dragon Ball Z and GT, and I'll never forget his adventures when he was in Dragon Ball. But to me, when Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT was coming out, Goku was my hero. I just loved how he would beat his opponents and never give up, even outright sacrificing himself. Goku has a lot of qualities and awesome moments that makes him one of my favourite characters. But Goku isn't the only character in the Dragon Ball franchise that I like, but there's other characters that I like too. Like for example, one of my favourite characters is Android 17, and I liked him before Super came out. And when it came to 17, I don't know what it was about him, but he just looks like a badass. Like, cool. He kind of reminds me of one of those characters that doesn't do a lot, but loads of people seem to like him. He's kind of like Boba Fett from Star Wars. His fight with Piccolo, his banter with his sister 18, and his sacrifice in GT. Even though he had little roles, I just really liked his character. But then, when Super came along, that series gave him more to do. And you know what? I love Super for what they did to Android 17. They made him the MVP of the Tournament of Power. And you know what? I like most of the characters within the Dragon Ball franchise, from the short time they had to the long time term they had or have. But there's one character who might be my third most loved character within the Dragon Ball franchise, and that is Redditz, Goku's brother. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought Redditz was a wasted opportunity. We only see him in the series for about like 4 or 5 episodes and that's it. I mean, come on, you're the main character's older brother and he's gone like that. And to be honest, it was really sad on how he left, and we don't see him ever again, besides from flashbacks, and we see him in other timelines in Dragon Ball Heroes. I mean, heck, we don't even see him in Dragon Ball games that have stories. Heck, we didn't even see him in Fighters. And we had freaking Nappa come back. And I'm like, hold on, why? If we can have Nappa come back, then why not Redditz? I mean, they would be at the same power levels anyways. So why didn't they bring back Redditz? I mean, they brought back the Ginyu Force, they brought back Nappa, Cell, Frieza, and you're telling me that we never got to see Redditz? Come on. But in recent times, we have seen him in flashbacks when it comes to the newest projects of the Dragon Ball franchise. We saw him in the Broly movie, we saw him in the Granola saga, in flashbacks of course. So we am getting a little bit of Redditz. I mean, yeah, he was in Dragon Ball GT, but that was only a little bit of speck of him when he was coming out of hell. So again, we've seen him in flashbacks, in Broly and the Granola saga, but when it came to Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, I'm actually conflicted when it comes to Redditz. Now, some Reddit fans might actually say that, you know what, it is a shame that Redditz didn't become one of the Z Warriors, and those same fans have been complaining about how Goku gave Vegeta a chance, how he gave Piccolo a chance, how he gave Fat Buu a chance, and even given Frieza loads of chances. The same Frieza who killed Krillin, destroyed the Earth, destroyed Namek, killed all the Saiyans, and killed possibly billions upon billions of people, and even to this day, he still wants to kill Goku. Goku gave everybody plenty of chances. Well, almost everybody. He gave Cell a Senzu Bean, he gave Moro a Senzu Bean. Heck, in the manga, he even gave Zamasu a chance to give up. And yes, I know, Goku also gave Raditz plenty of chances. But you know, it's kind of sick that he would let the most powerful, ruthless killing machine in the universe, Frieza, on the loose, all because he wants another chance of fighting Frieza. And you know what? It's unfair. But if you was to read the manga, in the Granola arc, Goku says to Gas that Elec will just betray him or something. And Goku with a smile says, oh yeah, I killed my brother, like it was nothing. So from what we've got from the manga, Goku has no regret from killing Raditz. And I don't think Goku would resurrect Raditz anytime soon. That's if Raditz hasn't reincarnated, because that could be the reason why he wasn't in Dragon Ball Fighters. Not because he was weak, but because maybe Raditz might have moved on. Anyways, I doubt Raditz would ever come back, because Goku doesn't have any desire to bring Raditz back, and that scene in the manga, where he tells Gas that, oh, I killed my brother, just shows that Goku doesn't have any love or compassion for his ancestors or on his side of the family. Or there's option 2. Some people actually do say that they don't actually mind if Raditz doesn't come back, saying stuff like, well, life isn't perfect, and you're not going to have the happily ever after where everybody go along and be friends and all that stuff. And you know what? It actually feels more believable and realistic on how Raditz just came and went. I mean, if this was just some normal regular Saiyan that had no relation to Goku, you know, something similar to the Illusion Saiyans that the Z Warriors was fighting on Kami's Lookout, then I think, even though the surprise that this random Saiyan that wasn't related to Goku says, oh, you are an alien from outer space and we take over planets and destroy the inhabitants, I mean, yeah, we would be surprised that Goku is an alien. or should I say the Japanese audience would be surprised that Goku was an alien, because the Japanese saw the first series of Dragon Ball, and now at the time they was watching Dragon Ball Z the first time. But when it came to Dragon Ball Z, when it came out in the West, we've only ever saw Dragon Ball Z for the first few episodes. Dragon Ball Z was our first encounter with the Dragon Ball franchise, because we didn't see Dragon Ball or read the manga or anything. Because when it came to the Western audience, we didn't know who these characters was, and the characters always seemed to be talking about, oh, Goku's still as strong as ever, and how they talk in reminiscent of the past. And at the time, we didn't know why these characters was expecting the audience to know what was going on, and who these characters was, and everything else. So it was a surprise for the Japanese audience. But when it came to Dragon Ball Z, for the Western audience, because Dragon Ball Z again was the very first thing that we saw of the Dragon Ball franchise. Anyways, that's what I mean. There are those two camps when it comes to redditz. You have one side that says, what was the point of having Redditz as Goku's brother, just so that he could die? But later on, he lets Vegeta live, he lets Piccolo roam around, he spares Fat Boo, he brings back Frieza, he gave Moro and Cell a Senzu Bean. I mean, heck, I don't think he was even going to try and kill Gas. I mean, if anybody deserves to die in the Dragon Ball franchise, it would be Frieza. I mean, Frieza has done a lot worse than what Raditz has ever done. In fact, if you think about it, Nappa, Raditz and Vegeta all had this mindset. They didn't trust anybody. They loved the thrill of fighting, and they didn't care if they had to backstab or betray anybody. I mean, remember when Raditz betrayed Goku a few times? Well, Vegeta also betrayed Goku a few times within the series, and he was going to kill Gohan and Krillin on Namek, and he even promised that he would come back and destroy the Earth. So really, Nappa, Raditz and Vegeta was all basically the same. Think about it. You compare to what Raditz has done to what Vegeta has done. Raditz betrayed Goku, he threatened to destroy the Earth, he threatened to kill Goku's son, and even planned to kill Goku himself. And Vegeta did this, but 2 times over. He threatened to kill everybody on Earth, he was going to kill Gohan and Krillin, he told Nappa to bring out the Cybermen, and he even promised that he would come back and destroy the Earth. And he even said that he would kill Goku. Vegeta has also killed Namex on Namek. He wanted to kill Krillin and Gohan on Namek. Vegeta even made it perfectly clear that he would have left Krillin and Gohan for dead for the Ginyu Force. I mean, yeah, he didn't say that, but if you know Vegeta, that's what he would have done. And when Goku arrived on Namek, he gave Vegeta a Senzu Bean, and when Krillin and Gohan left, Vegeta backstabbed Goku and left its fate against Jace and Captain Ginyu, not caring if Goku lived or died. The same guy who spared Vegeta and gave him a Senzu Bean. And then, when Vegeta was at Frieza's ship, and he killed everybody, and then when Krillin and Gohan arrived at Frieza's ship, Vegeta was actually planning on killing both Gohan and Krillin after they summoned the dragon. And the only reason that Vegeta let Goku live was because he needed Goku, Krillin and Gohan, because they didn't have the password for the dragon. And you know what, even if Vegeta was to get his wish of immortality, I'm pretty sure that he would have killed Goku, Krillin and Gohan. Because at this point, Vegeta wouldn't have had anything to be scared of. He wouldn't need any alliances to back him up, and he hates Goku, so he is going to kill him. And there was also that part where Frieza was in his second form, and he was crushing Gohan's head, and Vegeta did nothing to save Gohan. And there was also those times when Vegeta was a dick to everybody. Like, remember when Dr. Gero blew up Bulma's plane, and Vegeta didn't care Bulma or his baby son was alright? There was a time when he blew up those cars on the motorway, and he wanted to fight the androids, even though they had a better way of just dealing with the problem before it came up. He let Cell become perfect. He didn't care about Majin Buu, thinking he wouldn't be a threat. He killed all those people at the stadium. I mean, yeah, you can make the argument that after when Goku defeated Frieza, he did somewhat settle down. He wasn't that ruthless killer like he was in the past, but he was still a bad guy. And let's not forget about the millions upon millions of people that Raditz, Nappa and Vegeta has killed over the years. And when it came to Vegeta, he went from that ruthless killer to wanting to protect the Earth and protect the people that he loves. So if you think about it, Vegeta has done much worse, or was going to do much worse than what Raditz ever did. But after years, Vegeta actually became the good guy. He became a Z-Warrior. So if Vegeta and Nappa and Raditz all had the same mindset and attitudes and instincts like what normal Saiyans would usually do, then who's to say that Nappa and Raditz can't reform? I mean, come on, look at Frieza. Okay. There could be a 50-50 thing when it comes to Frieza. Number one, he could be the final villain of Super or the Dragon franchise, or he could be the somewhat Vegeta of the group. Like, over time he'll mature, and over time he will be more of an ally against an even more bigger threat. For me, I hope he'll be more of an ally. I actually do like the idea. And also, there are loads of other things that they could do for the next big bad. An evil angel, an evil god of destruction, a villain from the afterlife. etc, etc, and Frieza can help with those things. I just love the idea that an evil force is helping the bad guys, and it's somebody like Frieza. So I say keep Frieza around. So yeah, let's get back to redditz. So yeah, I don't see the reason why Nappa or redditz can't come back. Now, if we was to look at Dragon Ball FighterZ the game, and we saw the story mode to it, we got Cell, Frieza, the Ginyu Force, and Nappa. But the strange thing is, where was redditz? You would have thought they would have brought back redditz for FighterZ. Now, there are one or two theories as to why redditz didn't come back. Number one, he got reincarnated. That would be the inverse theory. Or, number two, Akira Toriyama didn't want to bring redditz back because I don't think Akira Toriyama can do drama. I mean, we all know he's not really good with romance. It comes from the horse's mouth when it comes to Akira Toriyama and romance. He can't do it. Yeah, we know he's good at comedy and action, but again, I don't think he's good at drama. And bringing back redditz would bring in a lot of drama. There's Gohan's trauma, there's the hatred that Goku has for redditz, but I'll get back to that in a second. When it comes to characters like Vegeta, Piccolo, Fat Boo, and Frieza, if you think about it, it just all works out without any drama. I mean, yeah, at first, there was some resentment towards characters like Tien, Piccolo, Vegeta, the androids, Fat Boo, Frieza, but if you think about it, all those characters, at first, did have some hostilities to them after when Goku let them go. But later on, Piccolo became part of the family, Vegeta became close friends with the Z-Warriors. Well, friends is a strong word, but you know, the androids, Fat Boo, etc, etc. All those times, it all just worked out. I mean, I've seen more drama in Justice League when Diana hated Hawkgirl, when she seemingly betrayed them. I mean, yeah, it all worked out in the end. Pretty rushly, if you ask me. I mean, heck, Krillin hated Vegeta for a very long time until the Boo Saga. The same with Piccolo. He didn't like Vegeta until the Fat Boo Saga. If you was to watch the episode when Future Trunks told Krillin to save Vegeta, he said something along the lines of, "I wish you wasn't around," and he said this to an unconscious Vegeta. But again, that all went away in the Boo Saga. So think about it. The grudges are more or less gone, and Frieza is more or less as a Joker, Batman sort of relationship with Goku. I mean, heck, Bulma isn't even afraid of Frieza anymore. So I think everybody in the series has this mentality of going, yeah, okay, he's on our side, I guess. And even if there was grudges, all that resentment for certain characters just went away. And you know what? I'm sure if Nappa was given a chance, and the Ginyu Force was given a chance, and Cell was given a chance, and they became the good guys, I'm sure over time, the other Zeros will go, yeah, okay, whatever. Or they just cope that their former enemies are now the good guys. I mean, come on, the banter between the characters within FighterZ was fan-freaking-tastic. But what about redditz? Why wasn't he brought back in FighterZ? Because again, they all would have been at the same level anyways. I mean, can you guys imagine redditz facing off against an adult Gohan? That'd be awesome. But again, Akira Toriyama cannot do drama. And yes, I know Japan and Korea and other Asian nations does have some really good drama series that leaves characters confused and they're mixed up with their emotions. And there's also those complicated situations. But come on, this is Dragon Ball. It's got comedy and action. And this series was made for like teens to young kids. So I don't think young kids would be happy with the drama. They're just here to see characters fight and see something silly and funny sometimes. I mean, I can't recall any drama within the Dragon Ball franchise. Well, I mean, there is one tiny little drama that revolves around Goku and the Saiyans, but I'll get to that later. I mean, what exactly would you do with redditz when it comes to Goku and Gohan and Piccolo? I mean, come on, if over time they can get over their grievances with Vegeta, then surely they can do the same with redditz. And I think that's why Akira Toriyama isn't going to bring back redditz, because of drama. But there's also one of the big things that would stop redditz coming back, especially when it comes to Dragon Ball Z and GT. And that big thing is Goku's hatred towards redditz and the Saiyans. Now, before redditz came to Earth, from when Goku was a baby all the way up to before Goku met redditz, Goku was really happy. He loved his grandpa, he loved the life on Earth, he loves his son, he loves his friends. Well, I mean, besides from the times when he almost got killed or lost somebody, Goku was very happy with his life, especially when it came to his grandfather. And you know what? That's what Goku loved, and that's all that Goku ever knew. The love and protection that he had from his grandfather. And for a long time, Goku has treasured those memories that he had with his grandpa. And Goku has always thought that his grandpa was actually his real grandpa, like, you know, blood ties. And Goku loves the planet Earth. His family and friends live there. And he has so many good memories of living on Earth. And then, when redditz came in and told Goku who he is, what he was supposed to do, and redditz telling him that he's his brother, and that Goku is part of a alien race that destroys planets, and selling him off, and telling him his name is Kakarot, I believe one of the things that Goku hated about redditz is that Raditz destroyed Goku's inner peace and everything that he believed in. Think about it. Everybody just assumed that Goku was just a special child that was stronger than the average person. But after what Raditz told Goku, everything made sense. It explains why he's so powerful, why he had the tail. It all made sense when Raditz told Goku about who he is. Not to mention, this was Goku's first time meeting somebody who was from his own race. And yeah, it left a bad impression on Goku, not because of the stories that Raditz told Goku, but it was also Raditz's ruthlessness in saying he's going to destroy Earth, he will kill Gohan, and even kill Goku himself. And there's a few other things as well. There's also the fact that Nappa killed the majority of the Z-Warriors and destroyed a city, and he was also going to kill Gohan and Krillin, and there was also Vegeta who was going to kill Krillin and Gohan and Goku too, and he even said that he was going to destroy this entire world, or Earth. But there was also something else that made Goku resent the Saiyans too, because when Vegeta started to grow into the Great Ape, or Ozaru, Goku realized that it was Goku himself who grew into the Great Ape and accidentally stepped on his grandfather. Goku realized that he killed his own grandfather when he was a kid. It was his own Saiyan power that went out of control and killed his grandfather. And there was also the story that King Kai told Goku on his planet while he was training, where he told Goku about his Saiyan people, and he was telling Goku all sorts of stuff like, oh, they were ruthless, they fight people, they kill people, etc, etc. And Goku refused this when King Kai said, oh, you are one of these Saiyans. And while listening to the story, you could tell that Goku didn't like the idea that he was related to such monsters. He refused to be like the Saiyans, saying, no, I am not one of them, I am not one of them. I refuse to be one of them. So all this negativity that came from the Saiyans made Goku resent the Saiyans. And Goku even says, I am an Earthling, I am an Earthling. And yes, I know what some people are going to say, and you're right. Over time, Goku did accept his Saiyan heritage. But if you think about it, Goku only accepted his Saiyan power because he needed it. He needed the power to defeat Frieza, he needed the power to fight Cell, Majin Buu, Baby, the Shadow Dragons. Goku only accepted his Saiyan power because it would help him get more powerful. And that's the only thing in Z and GT that Goku has ever accepted when it comes to his Saiyan heritage. It's power. And it's also the same in Dragon Ball Super as well. Goku has only ever accepted his Saiyan power so he could get stronger, and he uses it to his advantage as well. Goku has never asked about the Saiyan culture or his parents. I mean, yeah, he asked about the history of the Saiyans with King Kai, but the only thing that Goku has ever wanted to know was about the Saiyan power. The Super Saiyan, the Ozaru, the tail, the Super Saiyan God, and the Zenkai boosts. Those things are the only things that Goku is interested in because it helps him get more power, and that's it. And Goku was also interested in Broly as well, simply because of how powerful he was. And he's interested in Broly's power, simply because Broly gave Goku and Vegeta a good fight. Again, that's the only thing that Goku is interested in when it comes to his Saiyan heritage. And during the time of Z and GT, and the majority of Super, until a certain part in the Granola Saga, Goku wasn't interested in the Saiyans at all whatsoever. But I think over time Goku just learns to accept himself for who he is, but that's what I think. But during the time from the beginning of Z to when Goku became a Super Saiyan, I think Goku resented everything about the Saiyans except for their power until he became a Super Saiyan, because that power also put an end to Frieza. So it makes perfect sense. The Super Saiyan form was the first step for Goku to accept his Saiyan heritage, because that Saiyan heritage helped him get stronger. But when it came to Raditz, his own brother, who threatened the world, threatened Gohan, and even threatened to kill Goku, and all these stories that he's been told, and what the Saiyans have done, come on, you guys can't tell me that Goku wouldn't have any resentment towards the Saiyans, and destroying his inner peace, and being told that he's part of an alien race that destroys things, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on, etc, etc, etc. All that stuff I said earlier about the negatives of the Saiyans. And I think the only positive Saiyan interaction that Goku has ever had was from Broly, because he wasn't like Vegeta or Nappa or Raditz. Goku even said himself that Broly wasn't evil in the Broly movie, so this was the first positive Saiyan role model that Goku has ever met. But yeah, I'll get to the positives later. So yeah, again, when all this stuff came out about the Saiyans and how he wasn't related to Grandpa Gohan and all this negative stuff about the Saiyans within Z and GT, Goku just absolutely refused to accept his Saiyan heritage, and he always says, oh, I'm from Earth, I'm from Earth. So yeah, I don't think Goku is going to wish Raditz back anytime soon. But all that might have changed when it came to Dragon Ball Super. In the beginning, Goku hated the Saiyans. It took away his inner peace, everything that he believed in, and the negative, when it came to the Saiyans. But over time, Goku did learn to accept who he is. Yeah, I'm a Saiyan, but I'm not like those bad Saiyans. But again, in Super, all that might have changed. Maybe in GT too. Now, let me explain. In the beginning, when Goku met Redditz, it was all negative when it came to the Saiyans. But, over time, there was the positives too. Number 1, the transformations and power that helped him defeat his enemies. That was the first positive thing about the Saiyans that Goku accepted. And those transformations have always helped him. The second thing is Vegeta's change, or redemption, within the series. In the beginning, Vegeta wanted to kill Goku, and Vegeta was ruthless. But when it came to the end of Z and it came to Super, Vegeta changed for the better. Vegeta is the proof that Saiyans can change for the better, if they was to be given a chance, like what Vegeta had. Number 3, Broly. Goku respected Broly for his power, and Goku could sense that there was no evil within Broly. So this was the first positive interaction that he had with a Saiyan, who wasn't like the other Saiyans. And number 4, Goku remembers his parents and is told the story of Bardock. Now, I will get back to this, about Goku being a toddler to being a baby in the Bardock special and Broly in a bit. Let's continue with the positives that the Saiyans gave Goku. Now, when it comes to Goku remembering his parents and told the story of Bardock within the Granola Saga, to Goku, this could be a mixed bag when it comes to his parents. And the thing is, we don't know exactly what exactly Goku remembers. Like, when Goku was a toddler and he remembers his parents in that flashback within the manga, that could have been the only thing that he remembers of his parents. Like, he doesn't know why they put him in a pod, but he just remembers their faces before he blasts off into space, before Frieza destroys the Earth. And again, I'm talking about Goku within the Broly movie and the Granola arc. We are given some indication that's the only thing that Goku knows about his mom and dad, and Goku knows that Frieza was the one who destroyed Planet Vegeta. Now, when it comes to this part, where Goku remembers his family, or his mom and dad, there's something I want to bring up. Now, when it came to the Bardock special, Bardock didn't care about his son and just saw him as a weakling, and he didn't care that he was going to be sent off into space. And then Bardock sees into the future that his son will be the one that will defeat Frieza, and to Bardock that was good enough that he would be the one who will defeat Frieza in the future. And after realizing that it would be Kakarot who would defeat Frieza, Bardock became more proud of Kakarot, because he didn't turn out to be a weakling, he became powerful. And knowing that, Bardock became at peace, knowing that his son will be powerful and the one to beat Frieza. And also, Goku was a baby when he was sent off to Earth. He doesn't remember his father. I mean, come on, he was a freaking baby. I mean, how could you remember anybody from back then? And I think at this point, when Goku grew up and he went from Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT, Goku doesn't remember anyone. He doesn't remember his father, he doesn't remember his mother. Goku was only told by his brother of who he is, what he was supposed to do, and what his heritage was. And the only two good things that came out from the Saiyans was the power and Vegeta's redemption, showing that Saiyans can change. And that was it. Goku had no desires to know more about his family or the Saiyans or anything like that. Now, when it came to their retcon, where they sent Goku off into space, Goku was a toddler, and this was in Dragon Ball Super. And after getting the Super Saiyan forms and the redemption of Vegeta, and after meeting Broly and remembering his parents and hearing the story of Bardock, Goku's outlook on the Saiyans and his parentage might have actually changed a little bit. Goku might have put 2 and 2 together, seeing his parents and then being blasted off into space before Frieza destroyed the planet. I mean, it could be one of two things, thinking, oh, my parents are seeing me off, to, oh, my parents saved me. We don't know what Goku was thinking at the time. So at this point, at the end of the Granola Saga, Goku might have changed his views on the Saiyans, or specifically his parents. After when Goku heard the story that it was Bardock that saved Granola, it could be that Goku has opened up to the thought of trying to understand the Saiyans a little bit more, or, most importantly, his parents. So Goku might be interested in his parents, but there could also be a hint of guilt there as well. I'll get back to this in a second, I just want to finish off this last thing. And there's option 3. Now, when it came to number 1, Goku didn't care about the Saiyans, he didn't care about his family, he didn't care about his father, or anything like that. And we didn't see Goku's mother in the Bardock special, and Bardock didn't care about Goku until he saw a future that he would become very, very powerful and defeat Frieza. That was the only thing that Bardock was happy about, that his Kakarot would be extremely powerful, and he would avenge the Saiyans by taking down Frieza. And again, Goku didn't care about the Saiyans in Z or in GT, so he just moved on with his life. And when it came to number 2, when Super came along, the negativity that Goku had for the Saiyans is starting to wane a little bit, because again, Vegeta, Broly, his same power, Goku remembering his parents, and he heard the story that it was his father that actually saved Granola. So Goku actually might open up to wanting to know more about the Saiyans. But there's also the third one, or in this case, the tragic option. Now, this didn't really happen in the series, but I just want to share it with you guys and ask you what you think. Let's just say, for example, that Gine and Bardock did save Goku because they thought Frieza was going to destroy the Earth, and they saved him because they loved him and wanted to protect him. Again, this is just an example. So let's just say, for example, that Gine and Bardock saved Goku's life by sending him off to Earth, and then Dragon Ball happened, then Dragon Ball Z happened, and then Goku met Redditz, and all this negative stuff about the Saiyans made Goku go, I'm not a Saiyan, I am Goku, I am from Earth, I don't want nothing to do with them, and so on and so on. You know, the same old stuff I said earlier in this video. Now, let's just say, for example, that Goku went through the entire series, through Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and obviously he wouldn't have met Granola, but let's just say, for example, that Granola was out there somewhere in GT, and Bardock did save Granola, and Gine would be the unusual Saiyan, because she's not like other Saiyans. So, what I'm trying to say is, let's say that Bardock and Gine did love Goku, and Bardock did save Granola, but Goku didn't meet Granola. From Dragon Ball to Z to GT, Goku would have thought that all Saiyans were just bad. He wouldn't have learned the truth that it was his mom and dad who saved him, and Bardock was somewhat of a good guy because he saved Granola. It would be a tragedy because we the fans would know about Goku's parents. We know that they saved him and Bardock saved Granola, and we see that Gine actually do care about her sons. But this version of Goku wouldn't know, because remember, this version of Goku wouldn't know about how his parents saved him from Frieza. And Goku, thanks to Redditz, would have thought that the only reason I'm on Earth is because Redditz told me that I was sent here to destroy Earth. But in actuality, he was sent to Earth because his parents wanted to protect Goku. It would be a place where he would be safe until Bardock came and picked him up. But throughout his life, Goku wouldn't know this truth. Throughout the rest of his days, Goku wouldn't know that it was his parents who saved him, and he wouldn't have known that his mother loved him. He wouldn't have known the truth. And this part is the tragedy. The first one, the Saiyans didn't care about Goku and Goku didn't care about the Saiyans. Goku's parents did care about him, and Goku also finds out that his father saved Granola and he remembers his parents, and this might open up Goku to the Saiyans a little bit more. And the third one, his parents did care about him, but Goku wouldn't know the truth. He would be thinking that, oh, all the Saiyans were bad because of my experience with them. And you know what? That would have been a tragedy if that really happened. And to be honest, that's what Redditz's arrival is like. Like, you would expect him to change his ways, and Goku gets to learn about his brother and the Saiyans and so on and so on. But the thing is, life isn't like that. You're not going to have that happily ever after where everybody go along and be friends and all that stuff. I mean, look at all the people that Goku has known. Some of his worst enemies that hated him became his allies, too, sometimes friends. I mean, that in itself is a bit outlandish when you think about it. Back in the day, Dragon Ball Z wasn't about Goku wanting to get more powerful so he can save the world and so on. In the original sub, Goku was a selfish person. I mean, not like as in like selfish, but he wasn't a hero like Superman. Goku loved the thrill of the fight. I mean, yeah, Goku does have some great qualities, like sparing people and helping people, but again, he wasn't a superhero, but he was a character with morals. Yeah, I know it's confusing, but yeah, I'm getting off topic. What I'm trying to say is, not everything is gonna go the way we want it, and that's what Raditz's death is like. It's something that we didn't want, and there was really nothing that we could do about. It's like any story ever. Like, you want the good guy to win, and get rid of the bad guy that you hate. And you know what? That's exactly what we all want. We all want everything to end perfectly within stories. We want things to end the way we want them to end. Like, we want the main character to work hard and get himself better. We want the knight to defeat the dragon so he can save the maiden from the tower. We want Goku to defeat Vegeta, Piccolo, Nappa, Frieza, Majin Buu. We want our favourite characters to win. We want the characters that we're rooting for just to be okay. But sometimes in life, if not most of the time, that doesn't happen. I mean, there's Dragon Ball Multiverse where half of the fandom hates Umbra because of reasons, and they wish that Vegeta would just kill her. Or, here's another one, let's just say for example that in the series Berserk, let's just say for example that Griffith didn't die, that Guts didn't kill Griffith at the end of the manga, and they sorted out their differences, and they all lived happily ever after in the end. Now, I know for a fact that loads of people doesn't want this. Everybody in the fandom wants to see Griffith dead, and Guts should get that happily ever after in the end. But if you think about it, Guts has also done some horrible things too, so why should he get a happily ever after? If you've read the manga, you know what I'm talking about. But let's just say for example that the author says, yeah, Griffith isn't going to die. This would make a lot of people angry, and this is what a lot of people wouldn't want. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's just that things aren't always going to go your way. Things aren't always going to line up with your morality. Your wishes within these stories aren't going to come true. But you know what? I don't actually mind this sort of storytelling. Because again, not everything is going to go your way, not everything is going to line up with your morals. And it's the same with Redditz. We all want him to come back. We all wish he could have fought alongside Goku. We wish that Goku and Redditz had that brotherly bond. We wish they got along. And it's just sad that Redditz died the way he did. And if that's the way it's got to be, then so be it. There's really nothing else you can do about it, especially when it comes to Dragon Ball Z and GT. However, Super might actually have given Raditz a gateway to come back, and not just Raditz, but Goku's parents and maybe the entire Saiyan race, and that is a definite maybe. But before I get into that, there's one other thing I want to say. We all know Goku loved his grandpa. He took care of Goku, he loved Goku, he fed him, he taught him manners, etc, etc. We all know Goku had a good time with his grandpa, and we could see it in Dragon Ball, especially when Goku was fighting his grandpa at Baba's palace, and when Goku saw his grandpa, Goku's face lit up in pure happiness. You could see how happy Goku was when he saw his grandpa. But when it comes to Goku, and after remembering his parents, and Goku listening to the story about his father, I think maybe, just maybe, Goku might feel guilty for thinking that he might want to see or get to know his parents. I mean, I'm sure that GT Goku and Z Goku would think this way, because to some of you who have been watching Dragon Ball Super or reading the manga, Goku has become an immature kid. Goku felt more mature in GT and in Z than he was in Super. I mean, come on, you know damn well if Goku was more mature in Super like he was in GT and Z, then you know damn well that Goku would have this sense of guilt for wanting to know his parents after he remembered them and hearing the story of Bardock. But in Dragon Ball Super, Goku looks at Bardock's scouter and he just smiles. See what I mean? Dragon Ball Super has become so childish, and it's clear that Akira Toriyama cannot do drama, because you know, it would have been better if Goku did have that look of guilt on his face at the end of the Granola Saga when he was looking at his dad's scouter. That would have been more interesting. Okay, let's go on to the stretch, because this video has gone on long enough. Now, I did say that Super does leave a window of opportunity for not only Raditz, but for Bardock and Guinea and possibly the rest of the Saiyans too. There is a possibility for them to come back. And I know some people are going to say, oh but Freaky, if we go by the afterlife rules within the Dragon Ball franchise, if they repent their sins in hell, then it would be most likely that they reincarnated into something else. That's if they were bad Saiyans. If you guys know what the afterlife rules are for going to heaven, hell and being reincarnated, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, we all know that the Saiyans have killed loads of people, so the vast majority of them might have gone to hell, and after when they've gone to hell, they'll be reincarnated if they repent their sins and start their life anew. But there could be those rare Saiyans like Guinea that wasn't a great fighter, and she wasn't like other Saiyans. She could have gone to heaven, and Bardock could have gone to hell. So there is a possibility that Goku could meet his mother in the afterlife if he wanted to. But when it comes to Bardock and Raditz and the majority of the Saiyans, they've all either gone to hell, repented and reincarnated, or there could be a few more that are still in hell. I mean, come on, if Frieza can be in hell for about, I don't know, over 12 to 15 years, then surely there could be like a few more Saiyans in hell. I mean, yeah, Raditz, he probably reincarnated, Bardock as reincarnated, but this is all speculation and stuff like that. The thing is, we don't know exactly where all the Saiyan souls are. I'm just saying that there is a possibility for them to either still be in hell, or some of them have just reincarnated. Or you have those rare Saiyans, like Guinea, who could have gone to heaven. But let's just say, for example, that Goku's positivity on the Saiyans kept on growing and growing and growing, to a point he would say, you know what, I want to meet my mom and dad. Like, Goku really wants to meet his mom and dad. What could Goku do for that to happen? And it's simple, the Dragon Balls. But the thing is, I don't think Shanron or Porunga or Torumbo would have the power to bring them back. Because again, Bardock might have moved on, and the same with the Reddits. But let's just say, for example, that Goku says, you know what, screw it, let's bring back all the Saiyans. What could he actually do for that to happen? And that's simple. He could use the Super Dragon Balls. I mean, think about it. When has Goku ever used these Dragon Balls? I mean, if anything, I think it would be a perfect wish if Goku, or maybe Vegeta, gathered up the Super Dragon Balls and he summoned the dragon, and he could wish for all the Saiyans that have died since Planet Vegeta's destruction till now, and then poof, every single Saiyan would have been revived. The ones that died on Vegeta, Guinea, Bardock, Nappa, Raditz, even Broly's father. And also, it doesn't matter if the Saiyans was reincarnated, because the Super Dragon Balls can grant you almost any wish you desire. I mean, heck, the souls of the Saiyans that was reincarnated will come back. I mean, I'm not really sure how that would work. Like, would the Super Dragon suck out the souls of their reincarnated bodies and reincarnate them back into their Saiyan previous lives? You know what I'm trying to say. Or would the dragon make copies of the souls and reincarnate the Saiyans? But either way, the Super Dragon can grant almost any wish, unlike Shenron, Purunga and the other one that does have limits. But let's just say, for example, that Goku decided to bring back his mom and dad, and only his mom and dad because he wanted to get to know them and all that stuff. Let's just say, for example, that he did do that. But there was one thing that could get Goku disowned from his mom and dad, and that thing is redditz. Because from what we saw in the Broly movie, when Bardock and Gine sent Goku to Earth, we saw how upset Gine was when she had to let go of Goku. So it was crystal clear that Gine does love her kids, both Goku and Redditz, because if they all wish back, both Bardock and Gine and Bardock will ask the question, where is Redditz? And there could be a couple of outcomes when it comes to this subject, or heck, there could be drama, which I don't think Toyotaro or Akira Toriyama can actually do. Path 1 would be, oh, I understand, Redditz almost tried to kill you and almost tried to kill Gohan, then I forgive you. But Gine and Bardock leaves, not wanting to talk to Goku ever again. Or she could want revenge on Goku for killing Redditz, because remember, Gine loved her kids, so this would lead to a very complicated situation. I mean, come on, Gohan was traumatized by Redditz, and I think it would take a very long time for Gohan to actually forgive Redditz, considering what he did when he was a little boy. When Gohan was a little boy. I mean, considering that Gine would most likely shower Gohan and Goten with love, but would Gohan want to know her? Like, what would Gohan think when he finds out that Gine is his grandmother and the mother of Redditz and Goku? I mean, would Gohan reject her? Or would he at least try to understand? I mean, there is some really good drama here. After learning that Redditz tried to kill Goku and Gohan, would she reject Redditz? Or would she tried to get Goku to understand that this is how Saiyans are? I mean, if you guys really think about it, imagine how she would feel if she found out that Prince Vegeta was also alive. I mean, can you guys imagine if she found out all the horrible stuff that Vegeta's done? She would have gone to Goku and say, okay, Vegeta's done all this horrible stuff, but you leave your brother dead. So yeah, there is some drama here, and it can go either way. I mean, think of Bardock's wish when he was in the Granola arc. He said that he wished that both of his sons would thrive. So obviously, Bardock wanted both Goku and Raditz to thrive. He wanted Raditz to live. So yeah, it is a complicated situation. Or they could do it simple and go, okay, I'll go and wish for Raditz back, and then over time the tension will just go away, like it did with Piccolo, Vegeta, Fat Boo, the androids, etc. So it wouldn't be all that complicated. I mean, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, Gohan could get over this trauma with Raditz. So they can either go down the complicated situation path, or they could just try and make it as simple as possible. I mean, I like the drama and the complicated stuff, but hey, it's Akira Toriyama's story, so what can you do? We'll just have to wait and see on what he would do and say. And there's two more things I want to say before I wrap this up. Now, I have seen a few clips from, I think, one of the games, where it shows Raditz, Vegeta and Nappa on a planet, and basically, Vegeta was threatening Raditz and calling him useless and whatnot, and Raditz says, I think I have a brother on Earth, we can get him to help us on our missions. And I think Vegeta said, eat better for your sake, Raditz. So basically, Vegeta was threatening Raditz to do this mission to go and get Kakarot. So let's just say, for example, that this did happen. Raditz would have been driven by fear from being killed by Vegeta. In fact, I've seen a few videos of people talking about this, saying that, oh, Vegeta threatened Raditz's life, and if he didn't come back with Kakarot, Vegeta would have most likely killed him. So yeah, that's something to think about. But the thing is this canon? I mean, did this really happen? I mean, who knows? I mean, I'd like to think so. Okay, I've talked a lot in this video about Redditz, and I'm almost done. Now, if you're a Redditz fan, there are 3 videos that I want you guys to go and check out, and these videos that I'm directing you guys to is stories that YouTubers are narrating to fan stories. And the reason why I'm directing you guys to these videos is because, hey, look at this way, more Redditz. And the first one is called Goku and Redditz in Other Worlds, My Brother in Spirit. And this story takes place if Goku and Redditz took Snake Way together, because Redditz and Goku was cursed by King Yama to stay with each other because of some curse that he put on them. That's what I remember anyways. And this video was done by Mondo Cool. Okay, and the next story is Dragon Ball Super GR Part 1. And basically, this story is about if Goku wished back Bardock, Gine and Redditz, and how they would interact with other people. But the 2 best parts in this fan manga is when Gohan confronts Redditz when he was an adult, and 2, well, you know what, I think I'll leave that for a surprise for you if you guys decide to go and watch those videos for yourselves. I'm telling you guys, this fan story is really good, and I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Redditz fan. And there's also Dragon Ball Super BG. Now, even though this manga doesn't have Redditz in it, they actually do talk about Redditz in this manga, like a lot. But in this manga, Goku actually lies to Bardock and Gine and told him some made up story about redditz. So it's going back to that complicated situation thing, and both these mangas was made by the YouTuber Call Me Arch, and he does a lot of good Dragon Ball stories, so I highly recommend him. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about redditz. So if there's anything that you want to add, please let me know in the comments below, and also hopefully Masako might actually find some good ideas within this video. And it was Masako that gave me that passionate drive to actually make this video, because hey, I'm a redditz fan, he's a redditz fan, and I've been listening to his videos about redditz. So I thought I might give my 2 cents on what I think about redditz, like what they could do, how they could bring him back, and all that stuff, like I just mentioned in this video. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. So what do you guys think? Am I right or am I wrong? Do you like redditz? Do you want redditz to come back into the series? Please let me know in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. I'm Freaky. Peace out. And please don't forget to check out my other social medias. Please go and check out my alternative video platforms: Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Twitch, and please come and hang out on my Discord server. We can play games, have a movie night or a series night, or you can watch me play a few games. And if you guys have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to, or any video ideas in general, you can tell me on my Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Gab, Getter, and Paula. I'm on Locals, Tumblr, Minds, and if you guys want to support me, please go and check out my Subscribe Star. It's like Patreon but better. All these things are in the description box below, so please go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.